At this time, I'd like to bring up Dan Montgomery, the president of the Illinois Federation of Teachers.
Thank you, Mike. Good morning. First of all, I want to thank everybody for being here, and I do want to take a moment. We were originally scheduled this conference on Monday, as you know, and I appreciate your willingness to be flexible and be here instead. We, all members of the coalition, are horrified at the events in Newtown. It's a very stark tragedy and very difficult to deal with, and Monday was not the right day for the press conference. It's hard to go forward. There's going to be a lot of pain and healing for a long time. I do want to say that we, the IFT, will be very committed to working on school safety, enhancing mental health, and reasonable solution to gun violence around our country. So the work on that issue will also begin and last for a long time. As Mike said, we've watched lawmakers attempt to build some solutions, propose legislation without success for some time. So today we call on legislative leaders to sit down with us, to take a serious look at our solutions, and to work with us to craft a bill that we can support and that actually derives from shared sacrifice and achieves a true solution to the pension crisis in Illinois. The workers in Illinois, teachers, firefighters, policemen, prison guards, highway workers, university professionals, healthcare professionals, hundreds of thousands of us today, we are calling for a solution to the pension crisis. And we want it in this new General Assembly that convenes January 9th. And therefore, we aim to ourselves convene legislators in mid-January to work with us in finding rational, effective fiscal solutions to Illinois' pension crisis. So today we want to speak first about some of the problems in detail with the Quinn scheme and most importantly detail a clear path forward for how we see solutions taking place. So first, on what's been proposed by Governor Quinn and others. And we have to point out some facts not in dispute. That is that teachers and 80% of all public employees do not get Social Security, that workers have made their pension payment out of every paycheck, 9.4% for teachers. There are police in the state who are contributing 12%. And the reason we're in this pension crisis is the persistent failure of elected leaders to not budget and pay the pension systems their required payments year after year. So why is Governor Quinn's scheme so awful? It destroys the value of workers' life savings by 35% in the first 20 years of retirement. And it gets worse the longer you live. It has the perverse ingenuity that the older you are, the more unable you are to care for yourself, the greater your needs, the less you will have. Furthermore, it's not legal under the Illinois Constitution. It forces employees to make a terrible choice in retirement security. On the one hand, on health care, and the other on the cost of living to maintain their pension benefit. I used to teach a short story when I was a high school English teacher. It's a famous short story, you may have heard of it, called The Lady or the Tiger. Well, Quinn's version of this would be the tiger or the tiger. You've got one terrible choice after another. And worse yet, if it were to pass, it still provides no guarantee that the pension crisis would be solved. It provides no guarantee that the state would fully fund the pensions going forward. So what do we propose? We propose, let's solve the problem. We propose shared responsibility, fiscal responsibility, and a shared commitment to finding legal and sound solutions. We think there should be an ironclad guarantee that the state makes the certified actuarial payments into the pension systems every year. If the state had been doing this all along, we would not be sitting here today. This has to be combined with a rational debt repayment plan that the state can actually make every year. With such an ironclad guarantee, which is possible, other states have done it, our employees would be willing to contribute 2% more towards their pension. Now, this is significant. Illinois workers are already at the high end of contributions when compared nationally. We don't pretend that would be easy for anyone, but it's part of real shared sacrifice. And that amounts to $350 million a year annual contribution to the solution on the part of Illinois' workers. Next, we need to get the state to stop using our life savings as a credit card, using money that should be put into the pension funds to pay everyday operating expenses. To this end, we identify in our report up to $2 billion of tax expenditures, also called tax loopholes, that can bolster state revenue. None of them, if enacted, would cost jobs or raise anyone's income tax. These loopholes are a type of spending that are not effective economic engines, and our paper details many of them. Now, we would love to see shared sacrifice that matches our own. How about a mere $350 million of the $2 billion? There's many paths forward here. If these sensible measures are enacted, we believe, though they're none of them easy, the state would immediately be in a radically sounder fiscal position, without the rancor, without the division, without the legal bills that would ensue if Governor Quinn's plan were to pass. So our plans are legal and they would work. We invite legislative leaders to come January 9th to work with us to get this problem solved, not just for teachers and nurses and firefighters, but for all the people of Illinois. Thank you.